Crater Lake to have people see the lake.
Yeah.
And that fell apart. Hill came in and wanted to make a transcontinental railroad, and that fell apart. But eventually the lumber company came in and bought it, and then they sold out to Medford Corporation, which was a huge facility. And they built up to just below Prospect. And they ran that until 1962.
Wow.
And then they pulled the track up.
Wow.
And so we went 8 to Arizona Magnus, and engine 4 went to, Medco 4 went to the park, and engine 7 went wherever, and all the other ones were scrapped. And so basically what we've done is we said Jay Hill actually made the connection to Klamath Falls. So what the guys did was they wanted to build as realistic as possible. One of our members designed the plan, then they walked the right of way.
Wow.
And then they picked areas out of that never went and said this is where they would have gone, here's where they have gone up, and they would have followed the Klamath River up to Klamath. And so basically we're following that. So if you come over to Medford, would be over here. Medford's over here.
Okay.
And this outer line would be the Siskiyou line, going from Black Butte to Eugene.
Eugene, yeah.
And there'd be the Y was there to make the connection, plus Medco. This would be the whole facility at Medco. This was a cold storage for repairs. Anywhere along that line in Medford, there's a number of different places. So pretty much tried to keep it as close to realistic as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is
And that's the railroad that runs here now, right?
that's the one that runs. Yeah, the Siskiyou line that runs for Corp or Central Oregon Pacific Railroad, which now just got sold. And they just recently opened up the line to go to Weed. This is go to Hornbrook to get stuff from Weed, and Weed picks up what they bring down, and they bring it back
Gotcha.
to the sisters. And this is where we are now. So this is 99 going into Medford, and this is the White House. It's actually the newer White House. This is what it did look like. The new White Joe, Smokey Joe,
Yes.
took the plans for the new one that was this one was transported.
That's right here.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
this one was transported up to Sam's Valley and turned into a residence.
Wow.
So he had the plans for the residence, so he built the residence.
That's cool.
But hopefully someday it'll get done right. The big Y, we only had one picture from 1932, nothing from 1980 or that period. So we used the 1932 picture as our model. The Burger King was there in the 80s. Medford Auto and Tires, the Radiator, the other buildings were all there. They're still there today.
That's beautiful.
And then if we had the room, the park would be not here, but back a little. This is the bridge that goes across to the Greenway.
Okay.
So the park would be back over here because this is way up the street from us. And typically what you see when you come around, you come down off 62, when you turn right on the Redwood Highway, what they had done is they bermed this. So this is a dead end. This is the old Table Rock Road, and the new one is over here. So
Right.
that's why you don't see that. And the Wendy's is right in here, and the grocery outlet. This is the Bear Creek. This is the infamous Greenway.
Mm-hmm.
This is I-5, and this is Biddle Road. Now, Biddle Road, when we put this in, was somewhere here. They moved it out here, and they're putting in the is it Whitman's? Witham's
Restaurant? Yeah,
truck stop.
That's right.
Which just closed. Now, technically, I think that was on the other side of the tracks, but for scenery purposes, we're putting it here. So that one's getting ready to come out to be put on the layout. He started the fence. The slaughterhouse is down the road a little ways, but it's still there, but not operating. Pepe machinery is there. And
All your switches are manual?
manual, with the exception of certain ones we can't reach.
Gotcha.
And this one is going to be the Motel 6.
Okay.
And they're going to put a plexiglass front on it, so you'll see the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll do 2 rooms, so you'll actually see in the rooms.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
And we're talking about maybe doing X-rated and a G-rated. Some way to switch a mirror or something.
That'd be great.
So this is what would, if the railroad had gone through for Jay Hill, this would have been probably the yard for the western end of the P&E. So this is Crater Yard. And eventually what Crater Yard's going to have is there's going to actually be a track running down here as a runaround to get to this switch.
Right.
And then there'll be a dirt road here and a fence running along there. And we have pictures from, I believe it's 1980 or 90 of the old airport. So we're going to do a false front.
Oh, yeah.
A distant front. So it's not going to be, you're not going to see a lot of detail, but you'll see a field and the building in the background, and maybe a silhouette of a plane or something. Perspective will be used for that.
Yeah.
And right now, this now is the bypass that goes around the business section in 162.
Gotcha. How many cars can fit in each yard, give or take? 30?
What you see right here.
Yeah.
The yards are full. Road, again, you guys are not familiar with it, but it's an actual road. The bypass actually goes across it now. The bypass follows the railroad and then turns off and goes that way. But the equipment building is still there. Once we put it in, there's a auto wrecking place there, and the gun club is here with the skeet shooting and everything. And this road will go over to 62, which you got on when you got off the ramp. And then we did some research, because one of the things we didn't have here, we had the pear facilities for getting pears and also for making paste and everything, but we never had the pear orchards.
Right.
So we've actually looked back in the records, and we actually found that in this particular location there was a pear orchard.
Mm-hmm.
So we put the pear orchard in, and we put a field in with bales. It still needs a little more work. But this bridge still exists, just the pilings. And this area here has the ponds. That still exists. It's a natural preserve now. People go to fish.
So how'd you make these bushes?
These are, I forget what he used for those. These were planting, the stuff they use for plants, potted plants.
Yes.
And he sprinkled in all the ground foam to make it look like, he's got some better ones, to make it look like blackberry bushes.
Okay. I was saying, look, yeah, nice and thick. I like how thick it looks.
Got some kind of weed type material. I don't know what he used, but he sprinkled on the ground foam, sprayed them with hairspray and put ground foam on them, and then did other things to it. Then he did, there are 2 types of electric poles, towers out there in White City. So he did one of each.
Oh, nice.
And he wanted to put wires from this one to that one. I said, well, if you do that, then you're going to have to put towers on the black drop, and that's going to be a pain.
Right.
You're going to have them here stop right here. I said, why don't you just do it and cut them off and just let the people's brains fill it in.
Right, exactly.
But you got the towers. There's no building out in White City that looks like this, but this is just to represent the kind of companies they had out there. But they had, and again, it's not representation of some of the buildings, but they had Boise Cascade, Road Chemicals. They made glues and chemicals for the wood industry. That's a project in works.
Nice little transload facility.
Yeah, well, transload. They're going to have also a sort of like a little refinery kind of thing.
Okay.
This is Sabrosos, which is a representation of some of the plants that were in the valley. And basically, what they would get the pears in, and they would pulverize them and put them in drums, and they would go out to the different companies that use pears as an additive or flavoring or whatever.
Right. The Pacific Fruit Express starts out in California, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to go all the way through Buffalo, I've seen them in
Oh, yeah, they would-
upstate.
Yeah, yeah. And that's Sizzler, salvage scrapyard.
Oh wow.
And those are representations of the buildings that are out there right now. It's under a different name.
Yeah, I'm building a little scrap facility in my layout.
Yeah. And then there's a fire station out in White City, and they put that up there. That's District 3. And then Timber Products had a facility out there, but they shut it down and something else came in. But that's the way the building looks out there. And then Burl Lumber had a facility out there. They're out of business. Another company bought them, but most of the buildings are still there. And the shed's there. And this area right out here is where we store the other engines and cars that we have from the Historical Society.
Oh wow.
So that's what the building looks like out there.
Oh wow.
And then we just do a representation of a farm. There are a lot of farms around.
Right.
And then this is Antelope Creek that goes down to the Rogue River.
I like how the trees separate the scenes.
Yes, that was purposely done.
Yeah,
That was
definitely.
purposely done. And then that bridge is no longer there. This is actually following the main line. And we get up to Eagle Point. And we got Antelope Cedar, which they didn't have a facility that was serviced by the railroad. Again, we're assuming that the railroad became a part of the Transcontinental Railroad for Great Northern. And we're saying, well, they may have put a facility in there. And
Right.
what they did is they went up to Roseburg. And there's a company up there called Swanson, and they went and they took pictures of their buildings and made some modifications to represent the cedar shingle company or this wood company to represent the business. The mechanics facility still exists.
Oh cool.
And it's right along the right-of-way. The right-of-way runs across when you go up 62. It goes across the road and through it would go through what is now the gas station there, the mobile gas station.
How were the roads built?
The roads were done with hydrocal or a type of hydrocal.
Yeah, I like how smooth they are.
And they came in and he sprayed it with a gray texture kind of paint.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came in and sanded it a little bit and did some highlights.
Wow.
And then he did stenciling. This is all stenciling.
Oh really? Yeah, definitely. That's.
And then the other building that's still there is Ed's Oasis, which is a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And they went so far as to the front of the bar.
Oh wow. Oh, hold there. Oh wow, that's really cool.
And that
Yeah.
put one in. That's a copy of what the Butte Falls station would have looked like if it was still around.
Oh wow.
And then we also said that there was going to be a team track. So we put the team track in, and we also put a distributor for propane, even though they never got propane by rail.
Yeah.
But they did have a trailer park.
Yeah, very simple industries. I
Yes.
tell people all the time, just a little team track.
And to get elevation, the train goes around and comes up, and it's similar to going up to Butte Falls. So we have a quarry, which they do have up in Derby, but it wasn't as big as this. It was only one shelf high. One of our members that just moved away this week, back to Denver. He and his wife did that.
Wow.
Carolina did the backdrops. Had no
Oh, yeah.
experience in doing backdrops.
Oh yeah. And that's done with spray paint, airbrushing, right?
No, that was done. That was done with spray paint for the clouds,
Yeah.
but everything else was done by brush.
Yeah, so it's not that hard to
No,
to
it's
do.
not.
That's what I do in mine. It's really.
This guy was said, well, they were ready to do the backdrops. And he said, well, I'll give it a try. He had no experience whatsoever.
Yeah.
And he did everything. It's great. We have another artist that came in. I'll show you in a second. But if you look over there, it's hard to see, but in pictures it looks really good because it looks like the road's going
Oh, the
off
road.
in the
Yes,
distance.
you're right.
Same thing over here at Eagle Point. He's got one here. It's even better. in the naked eye, with the regular eye, you can say, oh, that's painted on there. But when you take a picture of it, it's like, oh yeah, the road goes off into the distance.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah. And up on top, above the logging line, was all brown.
Oh, really?
It was just the plaster.
Yeah.
Painted brown. So I basically started doing the pictures. I got pictures of
How'd you make the trees?
the trees are a combination of furnace filters and professionally done twisted wire.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I could tell
basically,
those.
What I did was I went out and got Oregon clear cuts.
Okay.
So here's a clear cut here that they still have equipment up pulling the logs up, which is right here. And when you stand here,
Oh, wow.
that's the picture. So I got the background, that hill.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look, you'll see a fire tower up there.
Yes, all the way up there.
And that one, everybody looks at it, they say, what scale is that? Who modeled it, all that kind of thing. Well, that is what's up there, right there. That's what's up there.
Oh, wow.
It's just a photograph that we shrunk down to below Z scale, and
Oh, I thought it was 3D.
no, that's it.
That's
yeah.
right.
And then we took the member who said let's do it that way. Actually went into the picture and took out all the sky.
Oh, wow.
So what you're looking at is a picture that's been cut out a little bit, and wherever the sky was, it's gone, and you're getting the backdrop coming through. So it does give it that 3D effect.
Yes.
So that's the logging line.
That's the helix that goes up?
Well, it just rides up to the top.
Oh,
It
okay.
goes up top. And then there's a Y up there, and when I came, it was just a loop, and then there was a bunch of tracks that went into a little tunnel. It wasn't realistic for operations, so we really like to do operations.
Yeah.
So basically, I've got 3 landings plus set cars out that will have logs.
Mm-hmm.
One of the landings is up here, another one is up on the front, and then there's one down below it.
Gotcha.
And that's the 3 areas to go to. So now we've taken out the loop is still in, but we put a Y behind the building up there, and a tunnel that goes in. I'll show you what's in the back when we look at it.
Sure.
But we now have a train called a termite that goes all the way up, goes into the tunnel, goes down to the yard, switches
That's
out,
cool.
comes back on the train, gets loaded. And then this engine, temporarily right now, would service the yard and bring the empties down and bring loaded up, or loaded up and down and bring the empties up. So this technically would be the termite.
Okay, this is the termite. Gotcha.
The tunnel there were no tunnels on the P&E. The
Okay.
tunnel's there because we have to go through the wall, or
Right.
the backdrop. And coming up, and the person that modeled this, he modeled the whole 32 feet,
Wow.
and he was told not to put tunnel in. And a couple of guys went on vacation for a month, came back, and the tunnel was there. So the tunnel was in there. But he also had a fire scene.
Oh, I love this.
But it was just a little one. And it made no sense whatsoever. So we, as a club, decided that we need a fire scene there. So they clear cutted it and blackened it, and then we had one of our members come in and start to Scenic it. They did a real nice job. I don't even think it's done. There's some more trees that have to go in. We're thinking about getting a helicopter with a relief, maybe another drawing, or maybe something we can make up with an N-gauge helicopter.
Yeah.
Cut it in half and make it look like it's flying in with a water bucket on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the possibility of putting a bomber over here doing a run.
Yeah.
Coming out of a run. Plane coming out of a run with a red fire retardant.
Oh, that'd be great.
The rest of it coming out.
I like this scene right here.
Yes. That is going to be changed at some point.
Oh, really?
That's going to be Route 140.
Okay.
Because this would be an area where you're coming out of Butte Falls and you're going south towards Keno. You're going to Klamath Falls.
Keno, yes.
And the road would have gone on, the track would have gone over the road. Or It would have probably gone on the road, but we're gonna make it go over the road.
There you go.
They had a huge trestle up at Butte Falls to get down from the higher elevation to go down. So this is Canyon Junction. And Canyon Junction has the part of the track that goes into the storage, and this is the one. This is where the P&E goes up to Derby, and then eventually it comes across on the bridge to go to Butte Falls.
Oh yeah.
And we had the people from Trackside, Model Railroad Trackside.
Trackside Model Railroading, yeah.
Yes, had them here, and his wife asked, "What's the name of the stream?" And Dave said, "There's no name for the stream. It's just a generic stream."
Yeah.
So now it has a name. It's called Generic.
There you go.
So,
Beautiful work.
and again, it's just basically
Scenery.
just a way of getting the train up higher to go to the second level when you go over the summit. And again, it wasn't. This is all brown when I came here, and pretty much
Right.
filled it in. And
It's a super
took some artistic liberties in some of the placement of trees and stuff, but it gives it. You'll notice the trees go smaller as they go to the top.
Yep.
And that's your forced perspective.
Yeah.
And you notice it a lot on the up by the logging line.
Yeah.
Because if you stand out at the end, it's 14 feet to the back wall.
Oh wow.
And if you look at it with the naked eye, it's like you can say, "Oh wow, that's really high up there."
Yep.
And it's the same thing we do here is engage figures, engage water, fire tower. And if you come over here, you can see people hiking. You just barely see them. They're HO.
Yeah.
And then we got engaged people up there so that to get that idea of it's
Oh
higher
wow,
up.
yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what I like about this little scene right here with the cut? That's just Northern California, Oregon. Just
Yeah.
just this, you know, and after actually driving through there, the experience in person,
Yeah.
now it's like oh, everything just makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
You know.
Definitely. And typically, like going up I-5, there's some places that are like this.
Yeah.
Especially up where they had the big fires at milepost 97
Mm-hmm.
in Canyonville. You basically, that's
Campbell's
how
Bay in the house, that's great, yeah.
Campbell scale models.
Oh, Campbell scales models. Okay.
And then
Wow.
because it was we're saying in 1980 it was a transcontinental connection. They did have a wooden trestle going into Butte Falls called McNeil Creek. So one of our members took the plans for a Great Northern trestle and made modifications.
Wow.